This is Meltdown Live, presented by MyBookie.ag. Use code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag for double your initial deposit. You sign on to make a deposit, they double it with code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag.
Today is the day. It is officially Superman Watch Party Day. Are we watching it right here with you right now? No. But we're watching it all together today, and we're very excited. It's finally here after really years of speculation, but months and months of discussion. Today is the day where we finally get to see this movie, our most anticipated movie of the year. I am Tim Melton. We are broadcasting in the Culver studio. Joining me, my ragtag group of pals from the Justice League of Meltdonia, Miss Emily Grace McWhorter.
Hello.
E.G.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying your seat at the table here as we get prepared for some popcorn and some Superman action?
Yeah, I'm ready. This will be really just a long time coming for me, Taylor Swift says. Because I remember when you first broached the subject about doing a meltdown at the movies for Superman, this was, months ago. Yep. And I remember saying, I wish we could just go see it now.
Yeah, well, here it is. And time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun.
And so does the Man of Steel. And we're going to see exactly if this thing soars this summer or if it comes crashing down to the ground and ends up getting jumped on like Crypto the dog, which I know you're very excited about. You're very excited about Crypto.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I have been since James Gunn announced that he was going to be bringing Crypto into this world, and he shared the little picture of Superman and Crypto sitting down, and you can just look at them watching the Earth. It's a great picture.
We've heard so many reactions to this movie. We've heard so many of your reactions for those who got a chance to see it early. I received tweets this week from people who went to the Amazon Prime early screenings, and they talked about how it's 2 thumbs up. It's good. I mean, that makes me feel good that people that are in our circle are saying like this thing is legitimate. So I bought up a lot of stock many moons ago and am hoping it pays off. And I hope that I feel personally fulfilled by this like so many other people have. I am curious how like a Tom Luganbill is going to feel about this because once again, he was in Batman v Superman's Ultimate Cut, which you watched not too long ago this week and catching up. Did you catch the Tom Luganbill part?
I did. I didn't know the Ultimate Edition existed, and so when I was going through my rewatch, I pulled up Batman v Superman because I had just finished Man of Steel, so naturally, I'm moving on to the next one. I noticed it said Ultimate Edition. I didn't see another option on Max, and
it is the better option.
Yeah, that's true. It is. And then I was like, all right, and I clicked play, and I see the runtime. And I said, Zack Snyder, you can, and I'll let chat finish what my next words were. But yeah, it's not half bad compared to the theatrical version.
Yeah.
Still a bit of a mess if you have larger issues with it. But one of my issues was not the inclusion of Tom Luganbill. I did point at the screen and go, Tom, when I saw him pop up.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood style.
He was very believable as a broadcaster.
I think so.
Very grounded performance.
That's very funny. He's a huge Superman fan, and I asked him on TNR a couple weeks ago, hey, what's your excitement level for this? I'd actually begged Brown to ask him, and
Really?
Brown's like, I'm not talking about that nerd stuff, Tim,
What?
you ask him.
What?
So, yeah. I had been like, hey, if you get the chance, please ask Luganbill about Superman, because I was thinking like, he's the ultimate Superman fan. He's the ultimate Henry Cavill Superman fan. He was in Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Cut. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I want to know his opinion of whether or not he is on board with this. And he was not really. I mean, he was like, he was nervous. He was like, I'll see it, but
What were his qualms?
I think, hates the suit. I think he hates the suit. I like the suit.
I like the suit, too.
I've always been pro Trunks on the Superman suit because it is just how you're introduced to the character. And the way David Cornsweet has sort of made the case for them is it's a way to sort of have a more friendly image, like a costume that looks almost like a circus performer, so that way people are less intimidated by him.
I
totally buy
pro
into
wrestling was mentioned in promos as well.
Sure.
Just trying to look like the baby face.
And I think that works. Will it work for me on screen? We'll see. But I think he's not thrilled about the suit. I think he's not thrilled about the tone. I think he had his guy. He was in that moment. He got to live in that universe for a hot minute. And if he comes out raving about this thing, then that's going to be a big win. And I hope the next time Luganville is on any of our platforms, somebody asks him, whether it's Tyler, you having to
I'll jump in.
You got to do something. Somebody's got to ask him.
I always try to talk a little bit of movies when Lugs is on because he loves it.
We got to get his review because...
And he's a fellow Talk to Me fan, so...
There you go.
I support him.
He's 100% going to want to talk about Superman.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the question is, will he be high on it? Will he be low on it? We'll see. But Luganville will be checking that out for sure, and I'm looking forward to seeing what his reaction is here on our Disrupt Media platforms. With all that being said, we've done so much talk this week, the past several months about this movie. There's not much left that needs to be said other than we just need to see the movie already. I'm a little bit of a broken record on we just need to see the movie. But, E.G., you're actually, once again, weirdly here, you're the most coveted movie-going target amongst us as a consumer. Tyler and I are on the subscription plan. We feel like we get way more value than what we give to AMC, and we thank you so much, AMC, for that opportunity. We do. Go ahead.
Speaking of some money-saving opportunities with AMC, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, it'll be half price.
That is correct. So if you are looking to be budget friendly with your Superman viewing, a Tuesday or a Wednesday screening, it was originally just going to be Wednesdays, and I think that they enhanced it by making it Tuesday and Wednesday now.
I think it was already one of the days, and they just extended it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've got the Monday Screen Unseen events, which are also at a discounted rate because it's a mystery movie. They're not going to charge you full price.
Well, regardless of those promotions to get people in the theater, EG is going to be the movie has to sell her to be able to go in there and get the big popcorn. The popcorn has to be there. The movie has to be one of those event movies that really sort of hits your flavor profile.
Yeah.
So Superman has hit your flavor profile because you're looking for something that's optimistic, proudly, strong summer blockbuster feeling. It's you want Top Gun Maverick with Superman. Will you get that? We will see. What sort of things are you hoping to get with this Superman movie? Because in order for it to get really successful with getting close to that $1 billion mark, which I don't know if it's going to get there, but in order for it to really gross what it needs to gross to be a smash hit, it needs all the EGs of the world to show up. What do you want to see from this movie?
Yeah, I want it. We talked about this, I want to say 2 days ago on the show, but how you didn't want it to be apologetic towards Superman. And I agree. I want this to be something that where I'm watching the Superman that I know, even as, a 24-year-old female, I have a version in my head of what Superman is. And that is a strong man that saves the world and also has a fabulous relationship with, his wife, Lois?
It depends on the story.
Yeah, his love interest.
His love interest, Lois. Cute dog and Crypto. I want the story to be really solid, and I'm just hoping that I can go into it and kind of just tune out and leave hopeful and optimistic.
This is a movie that James Gunn has promoted as being sort of unapologetically just throws you right in the world. It's not going to, you're not going to end up getting Superman landing on Earth.
That makes me a little nervous.
Well, it makes me nervous for people who are maybe uninitiated, maybe who have never watched a Superman movie in the theater before, which I don't know if you're one of those people.
No, I've never watched it in theaters, but my brother, Hunter, he has always been super into DC Comics. And so growing up, the action figures, Justice League, I was very familiar with that world. And so I do know a little bit of the background of Superman and the comics, especially because he collects comics. And so I've always been more in tune with that world. And even for me, having that foundation, it makes me nervous that narratively some people may not understand he's an alien from another planet.
It's possible. I mean, Superman's been around for our entire lifetimes plus. So the story is out there and they're hoping that people can just jump right in. Tyler, obviously for me and you, we don't need to see the rise of Superman again.
I don't want to see the fall of Krypton again.
I hear you.
That is just such a drawn-out sequence
Yeah.
in every appearance of it.
But it is the most, like, prestigious thing they can
Yes.
do.
Yes, it is. It's important to the story, but I don't know. After going through my Superman rewatch, the Fall of Krypton just kind of feels like Martha Wayne's pearl necklace. You know, with the slow-mo shot of all the little beads hitting the ground. It's like we don't need to see that. We don't need to see Uncle Ben dying for Spider-Man.
This is literally what James Gunn has said about. I mean,
Yeah.
you and him are in sync. Of like, you don't need these things
I
any
don't
longer.
know. I feel like, to me, if we're pulling from my demographic, you need it. Like, you need at least a foundational piece to let people know why this is important and where he came from.
Well, we're going to see how important it is, because when we see this movie just
Mere minutes.
we are just right there, and I'm not even wearing a watch.
It's half past a freckle.
I know. I'm very excited to get your reaction, because y'all are really coming from it from two different sides, right? Someone who's been looking at a lot of the details, keeping up with the headlines, understanding the business side of exactly the importance of this movie, all the strings that have been pulled, knowing the history of all the movies, and then someone who they covet the most, which is the general audience member who, yes, is there primarily for the popcorn, but also
Guilty.
can be like, hey, it was really good.
Yeah.
So if y'all both come out going,
That
this
was
is
awesome.
this is awesome, this is great, this is fun,
Absolute win.
It's an absolute win.
Wow.
So if that happens today, we'll be very excited. Tyler, people can check out our Out of the Theater reaction. It will drop today. We will have that out. We will also have a non-spoiler review on the live show tomorrow. We will have a spoiler review that will feature all three of us going out for people to be able to consume this weekend. There's tons of content happening here at the Meltdown.
Yes, plus our live show tomorrow, which will include my ranking of every live-action Superman since 1978. Well, I guess I can't say that because the Smallville TV series. Every live-action theatrically released Superman since 1978. I didn't go back and watch Superman and the Mole Men, and I didn't bother watching 1984's Supergirl.
But Lois and Clark, you're not going to throw out some Lois and Clark? You remember Lois and Clark?
I
Dean
don't.
Kane?
No,
No?
I don't
Okay.
remember that.
All right. No, obviously, like you said, theatrically released stuff. If you had watched every episode of everything, you would not have time for. You'd be catching it on the Tuesday or Wednesday discount day.
Yes. There wouldn't be enough time, but I'll have all the Christopher Reeve movies, including Quest for Peace. I know a lot of people wanted me to skip that one. I don't skip. I don't do it.
What if we get in there and
I didn't skip Mission Impossible 2, and I'm not skipping Superman 4.
in mere freckles we get in there and they start playing Quest for Peace at the beginning, and it's like, oh, sorry, y'all have to sit through this in order. I'm just gonna. That will be very upsetting for a lot of people.
That would be so
Are
disappointing.
we expecting a packed house?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah. No, this is the biggest movie of the year. That also has the biggest question mark of the year, of like, how big of a hit can it be? Because the superhero genre, as we are right here with you on the Meltdown going into this, is at a low point. The superhero genre is at a point where people are fatigued by it. They're disinterested by it. Like, there's this whole narrative in Jurassic World Rebirth about people getting tired of dinosaurs.
People are tired of.
Which I don't buy that would actually ever happen, where, like, you know, people would get tired of going and seeing dinosaurs and like.
I feel like that's one of like the first interests of a growing young lad.
Yeah.
It's like people get into trains or dinosaurs or cars.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those.
It's always going to be around. People
But,
are
like-
always going to be interested in dinosaurs.
But zoos exist still, and people show up to watch the animals there.
Yeah.
You're telling me they wouldn't go visit dinosaur places if
They
they?
so would.
Anyway,
Well,
it
it's
doesn't make any
because
sense.
of the corrupt corporations running the dinosaur park, Tim.
Gotcha.
Noted.
Yes. Anyway, the point I'm getting to is
Those movies are awful, except for the first.
that's how people currently feel about superhero cinema.
I think
It's
that's
like-
because of Marvel.
It's a lot of because of Marvel, but it's really a lot of DC too. I mean, both of them share the blame.
Sony shares some blame too.
Absolutely.
Okay, again, going back to my youth, being familiar with these entities, I've always liked DC more because my brother liked DC Comics. So I was more like the Wonder Woman, all of that. I loved the animated Justice League. That was my jam. Also, Scooby-Doo meets Batman. That was awesome. Super Friends even, I enjoyed.
Here's what I'm debating, right? They've got the complete animated Batman series on Prime Days right
I
now
think you get it.
for like 65% off. And I'm like,
Why'd you tell me that?
I'm sorry.
I might
I
buy
think
it
you
now
should.
too.
I'm just
I
saying,
think
like,
you should.
I've always wanted that collection. It's always been something I've wanted, and I think I'm going to have to pull the trigger on that. We'll see how poker ends up continuing to treat me. But no, I'm super excited for Superman, and I'm rooting for it. I really am. I'm going in rooting for it. So if I end up hating it, or I end up being very just like pushed to the side by it, you know, I'll be a little surprised. Be a little surprised because I've been high on this thing. So I'm hoping it's good. We would thank you for those that have already watched it. If you're planning on watching it this weekend, let us know. Let us know when you're going to check it out. And then obviously on Monday, that'll be a big Superman day as well, because we're going to have to figure out exactly how well it did and how well it can do based on word of mouth. But superhero movies are typically very front loaded. This is a movie that has been promoted everywhere. It's on every premium screen, and I can't wait to check it out and have my first thoughts. And I can't wait to hopefully see it again if I love it, because I love this world, and I've always been Team DC as well.
Do you already have a second screening booked?
No.
Okay, I went ahead and did that because there's some theaters that look like they're gonna sell out, or you're gonna end up with one of the bad seats.
The most shocking thing that could happen is Tyler walk out and go, "Crypto was completely unnecessary in this story."
Yeah, no.
If that happens,
Then it'll be like,
if that happens,
That
have a
would be
feeling-
the first James Gunn movie where I've disliked the animal.
right.
I'm excited to see Crypto. I'm anticipating that. I do wish it was a golden retriever.
The last
thing.
James Gunn movie that EG was seated for, she walked out on, which was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Hated that movie.
It's a very sad animal movie, and it did not promote itself as being completely...
I have distrust in James Gunn. Looking at you.
Oh, gosh. I've just ruined her appetite for Superman here. Well,
But
there's
I
no
do.
getting out of this. I think Crypto's going to be okay.
No,
Crypto can fight back.
Now, they actually did cut a scene where Ultraman punches Crypto.
Okay,
so
yeah, I
they
would've
are
walked out.
focused on people loving this dog and not wanting to see anything happen to
This
it.
is the thing. Never is it necessary. Like John Wick, that frame, I guess like that is the whole point of it.
That was
That
completely...
that was
actually-
100%
That's the only
necessary.
time where I'm like, that was necessary narratively. In any other show, movie, anything where an animal gets hurt or abused or killed, it just pisses me off.
I remember... Thank you for your passion. I remember playing a game called Medal of Honor on the PlayStation 1
Oh, wow. PS1.
back in the day. And my best friend's sister, is a huge dog lover. In the game, you could feed one of the evil German dogs a grenade, and he would take it back to his camp and blow them up.
That's awful.
That's terrible.
Well, she would get so mad at me for employing this strategy, but I was
Yeah.
out of bullets, and I'm like, this is a beautiful strategy.
No.
I mean, it is a good strategy,
but
but
if
I
the
would.
dog could drop it and go run away back to you, and then it becomes your companion for the rest of time.
Well, it was a bad dog. I mean, this was a
No,
dog that was on the
no,
bad
no,
side.
no,
There are
no.
no such things as bad
No such
dogs?
thing as
Correct.
bad
Only
dogs.
bad owners.
Amen.
Okay, well, the bad owners got blurnt up. Anyway, that's where I'm going. If your mouth has been blurnt up and you need to take care of what remains there, they can piece you back together over at Alabama Dental Associates. They're located on Grants Mill Road. That's Dr. Jeff, Dr. Brian, and Dr. Nolan. They are the supermen of dentistry, and they'll take care of you over at Alabama Dental Associates, providing you all sorts of services when it comes to staying on top of your dental health. Maybe you're new in town. Maybe you've crash landed from another planet and you need some dental care. This is the team for you. This is the place where you can have Pa and Ma dentists taking care of you over at Alabama Dental. I'm trying every single reference here. Reach out and try Alabama Dental Associates for yourself. They're accepting new patients now and can help you feel at ease about all of your upcoming dental procedures. Forever, my kryptonite was not being able to trust my dentist. That is no longer the case. Head on over to Alabama Dental Associates, call them 205-956-8977 or visit alabamadental.com where they look forward to seeing you. I made a bad purchase, and that is at the thrift store with these pop culture trivia cards.
Yeah.
These are awful. I'm not pitting you guys against each other. It's not fair. You guys were not alive on the planet when most of these questions, the subjects and what they're about, you guys have never lived it. It's not fair.
That's true. You were asking about Punky Brewster.
That is correct.
Last time. I've only heard of that from a Family Guy joke.
Brian Pavlik crushed all these, and you guys, I mean, it was really rough. So what we're going to do is, I have not looked at these, I promise. We're just going to kind of work through them together, okay? Because I'm trying to get the trivia juices back a little bit, okay? People love it. It's a Thursday. Going to play a little trivia, but we're going to work on it together. All three of us. Can we do that?
We can do it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the first question.
I'm not even going to put on the trivia hat because that's for combat.
Yeah, this is just a friendly fire.
That's a Russian Ushanka. It's for warfare.
Yeah.
Our goal is to get through an entire card, getting all the right answers, all working together.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like this.
Question number 1. I'm going to let Tyler answer this one, and then, we'll work with him if he doesn't get it, but I think you know this. Who directed the 2001 remake of Planet of the Apes?
That was Tim Burton.
I'm gonna confirm that, even though I have not looked at the other side of the card.
Okay.
That will be correct. So we're 1 for 1. Number 2. Who was Johnny Carson's permanent guest host from 1983 to 1986?
This is all you.
Yeah.
I feel very confident that it is Jay Leno.
I was going to say Jay Leno because that's my only guess.
No.
No.
Hold on. Jay Leno did some guest hosting, for sure.
Okay.
But the permanent guest host, I think, was it Joan Rivers? Now I'm starting to question myself.
It's okay.
I'm going to say...
I was going to assume he had like a kind of a creepy guy, like an Andy Richter-esque person. But
no, this was someone who guest hosted, wasn't his sidekick. His sidekick was Ed McMahon.
Okay.
But who was his guest host? I'm going to say, gosh, do we go Leno or Joan Rivers?
Leno.
I think it's actually Leno. I'm going back to Leno now.
I don't feel like I can weigh in on here because all of my Johnny Carson knowledge derives from Late Night with the Devil.
I'm a big Johnny Carson fan, but I want to say it's Leno was the permanent guest host, and that's what sort of shot him up the ranks of having a shot at it.
Okay.
But that seems early, 83 to 90 to 86. It's probably Joan Rivers, and now I'm going to just be mad at myself. Okay, next. Oh, there's no way to get this. What singer shares a birthday with country singer Ryan Adams? How do you what kind of question is that?
I don't even know who Ryan Adams is.
I don't know who country singer Ryan Adams is, and I like country music.
I do too. I'm actually going to look him up.
These cards are awful.
Ryan Adams?
No, that's Brian. I was thinking of
Ryan Adams?
Ryan.
I was thinking of like summer of '69, but that's not. No, that was Don.
Are you guys
Henley.
familiar with?
I don't know what's going on.
Give us the date of his birth, Ryan Adams.
I was going to give you a song by him. Come Pick Me Up, explicit. Never
Doesn't help me in this question.
Ryan
I need his
Adams'
date of birth.
Birthday.
And then I'm going to go with a random person.
What about King George?
November 5th. Nope, that's not even him.
Wow. We can't even Google our way to success with this.
Google it. Just Google it. Because I see a rock singer.
Country singer Ryan Adams. Who shares a birthday with... Man, this is awful.
Okay, November 5th, 1974.
1974.
Front man of the alternative country band Whiskey Town.
What singer shares a birthday? 1974.
Is it the year too, or just November?
I think it's the exact same day. I mean, anyway.
I don't know.
Let's just move. I don't even.
Terrible question.
He has released 30 studio albums. He actually released one this year, Heartbreaker, 25th anniversary edition. It actually comes out September 5th, 2 months before his birthday.
Okay.
I can't believe people
Let's-
are meant to answer that question
I agree.
at a casual party or
I know,
get together.
I agree. It's awful. All right, let's
Okay.
move on. By the way, I'm back to who was Johnny Carson's permanent guest host from 1983 to 1986. I haven't looked. I'm gonna lock in.
Joan.
Gosh darn it! Keep going back and forth. I'm not there yet. What early video game featured robots yelling "Intruder alert! Intruder alert"?
Intruder alert. I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know any
The
of these.
the thing that makes me question this is it says what early video game?
Yeah, early.
Is
In,
that like the 20s? I mean,
E.g. There was no video game
I
technology
know
in
that.
the
I'm
20s.
making a joke.
You're talking about the 2020s, right?
No, I was called.
I'm just kidding. What early video game featured robots yelling "Intruder alert! Intruder alert"? Space Invaders? I mean, but that wouldn't have words.
That wouldn't be robots either.
What
I don't
early
think.
video game?
Early video game with robots.
It's awful. What are we doing?
I don't know.
I mean, I immediately thought Ratchet and Clank, but that's not right.
Yeah,
That is not right.
early video game.
I don't know.
He has a blade out. This just makes us angry.
What about Metal Gear? Like the OG Metal Gear back in '87. Was that a thing that was said?
We'll go with it. Is there any chance it's like Metroid?
Are
don't
those
think so.
robots?
I
I haven't played the OG Metroid, so I wouldn't know. But I thought Samus mainly fought aliens.
These cards make us feel like we're dumb, but these cards are dumb.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler. What's the name of the style of martial arts created by Bruce Lee?
He created Jeet Kune Do, I believe.
Okay, I'm going to take your word for
I'll
it.
take your word on that one too. Anything-
Last but not least, what drink existed for a mere 79 days in 1985?
Oh, that's got to be New Coke.
It's got to be.
Okay.
100%. Okay, let's see how well we did. On the Johnny Carson thing, I'm going to actually say Joan Rivers.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going
you locked it
to
in.
go with Joan Rivers.
You do that.
Okay, here we go. Who directed the 2001 remake of Planet of the Apes? Tim Burton. Who was the guest host for Johnny Carson? Joan Rivers.
Oh.
Nice.
What singer shares a birthday with country singer Ryan Adams? Ryan Adams.
Sorry, Ryan.
No. The answer
Bryan
is Bryan Adams. I guess they're twins. I hate these cards.
Who wrote this question?
Awful. The early video game that had Intruder Alert was Berserk.
I don't know that
I
one.
don't know any of this.
You were correct on the Bruce Lee style of martial arts that was created. I can't repeat the name.
Jeet Kune
Kune
Do.
Do. And then New Coke is correct. So the only two we missed were the Bryan Adams and the Berserk.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Good
That's,
job.
The
we got
guy who came
4 out
up
of
with
6.
that Bryan Adams question, like he must have just been like randomly looking at birthdays, and he was just like, "Whoa, this would make a great
It's
trivia question."
awful. Y'all want to blitz through one last one?
One last
Yeah, let's
one.
do
Because
it.
we got Superman to get to, so we got to make that happen.
We gotta skedaddle.
Real quick, who played Peggy Sue's philandering husband in Peggy Sue Got Married?
I cannot even with this.
I'm just gonna pass.
Pass.
I'm gonna guess. Nicolas Cage is my guess.
Okay.
Nicolas Cage.
Why not?
Sure.
What competition decided who sat in the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire hot seat?
What competition? What?
So I remember this very clearly. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was the biggest game show ever when it hit. And it was I want to say it's called the fast finger question, where it's like a bunch of people are sitting around and they have to quickly put something in order. And the person who does it, is it fastest finger question or fast finger question?
I'll take
But
it.
whoever puts it together. Fun fact, there was a Disney experience of this with a huge live audience, big auditorium. And the question was, put these Brad Pitt movies in order from first release to last release. And I was the one that did it.
Cool.
And
Nice.
boom, 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 boom. And they didn't believe that I had done it because I was like 10 or 12 or something at the time. I was 12 and they didn't believe it. And so I got in the hot seat and I lost on the question of the answer was hedonism. And I was like, well, that's a weird Disney question. But anyway, won't get into that. But I made it to the
Some
$1,000
people would
mark.
say it's a perfect Disney question.
Maybe. I think it's fastest finger question. I think that's what it is.
Sure. I don't remember the selection process, so I'll defer to you.
What band does actor Jack Black front?
Jack Black. That'd be Tenacious D.
That's correct. They're on a little bit of a break right now.
For a brief second, I was thinking Jack White, even though you said Jack Black.
Happens.
Jack Black. So far, we may be 3 for 3. Who knows? What NHL player revealed in 2003 that he was briefly married to tennis beauty Anna Kournikova?
Wayne Gretzky.
Was Wayne Gretzky married to Anna Kournikova? That doesn't add up to me.
I just am saying a hockey player's name.
I don't believe that one's going to be correct.
No, I feel like I've heard this story though recently.
Who was married to Anna Kournikova for a
Yeah,
hot
I
minute
know.
that played in the NHL in 2003? I don't think it's Wayne Gretzky.
No, it's not. I don't know, but I saw this something that's on TikTok recently, I think.
Okay, well, think about it.
I'm going to go with Wild Wing from the Mighty Ducks cartoon.
Okay, that's not.
Wayne Gretzky's actually a closer answer, I think. Okay, next. According to his autobiography, what agency did TV producer host Chuck Barris work for?
CAA,
Sounds good.
WME,
That's a big one.
UTA.
Last but not least, what was the name of Mario's... I'm going to let EG answer this.
All right.
What was the name of Mario's ape-napped girlfriend in Donkey Kong?
Ape, what? Princess Peach?
I think so. I think it's Peach in every one of them, right? It's Peach in Donkey Kong, right? The original Donkey Kong?
Ooh, I think it actually might be Daisy in the
Daisy in the original Donkey
I think
Kong?
it's Daisy in the originals. I'm not sure though
I'm
because
gonna trust.
they always
Okay, go
play
Daisy.
fast and loose with like who's who
Yeah.
because like the Donkey Kong from the original Donkey Kong is now Cranky Kong.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to trust you.
Which is the grandpa of the new Donkey Kong,
Yeah.
but still looks the same as the old Donkey Kong.
Go into the answers. Who played Peggy Sue's philandering husband and Peggy Sue got married? Nicolas Cage.
Oh, wow.
Which competition decided who sat in the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire hot seat? The fastest finger question. Tenacious D is also correct. Which NHL player married Anna Kournikova? Sergei Fedorov.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
According to his autobiography, what agency did TV producer host Chuck Barris work for? The CIA,
I said
which we were
CIA.
thinking of.
Like
Talent
like
Talent
agencies.
agency. And then last but not least, what was the name of Mario's ape-napped girlfriend in Donkey Kong? It was not Peach. It was Pauline.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
So there we go.
I
That was-
did not expect that.
I don't like those
You know,
cards.
somehow these cards are going to teach us something that we don't already know. But I'm overall pretty happy with our team performance.
Yeah.
And I think we end on a high note and we go see Superman. How's that
Amen.
sound?
Let's go.
Up and away is where this show is going. We appreciate all of you. Thank you, especially you, Hunter Bussey, looking sharp today. You could be the next James Bond. We are going to see you very soon with our reaction. The next time we see you, we will have seen Superman. That is like happening right now. So we're very excited about that. Thank you for being a proud Meltdonian. We will see you again tomorrow. If you don't catch our Out of the Theater reaction before then, tomorrow, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern, with our Superman non-spoiler review right here on Meltdown Live.